don't know me, I'm Karen Tobeck and I'm a partner in Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo Chartered Accountants, and our offices are actually based just upstairs here. Some of you I know are clients, but some of you won't know us. So I'll just quickly introduce the other staff that are here today. If you can stand up, please. We've got Bruce Montgomery as one of our partners as well. Glynis Carter is a partner in Monte Carlo, and we've got Tracy, who's our practice manager, and Gerald, who's one of our accountants. We have Donna at the back there who looks after a company's office and sends out accounts for people. So, is there any other staff here? No. She's already standing. Nita is our front desk lady and does all the client communications to people. So, and we've got another couple of accountants who are not here today. So welcome and thank you so much for coming. It's a great turnout. I know it's always difficult with the Auckland traffic to get here, but it's really pleased that you could come. I know we've got Tom Wilson speaking today, but firstly I just want to give a little bit of a spiel about the reason behind the seminars. Why we've decided to have these seminars. As you probably know, that there's a series of 6 seminars and hopefully you can come along to them. But this is the first one, so thank you for coming today. The background to us having these seminars is that we know there are a lot of our clients and also other business people in the area that are going to be looking for funds for their retirement from the sale of their businesses. We realise that that's not necessarily going to happen unless people take some effort to put their business into the position that it needs to be to sell. One of the statistics that I've been told, I'm not sure if it's accurate, but I was told that 80% of businesses that are put up for sale don't sell. So hopefully if you do the right thing, then you'll be part of the 20% that do sell and get the price that you need. But that's what today is all about. What we're really talking about when we talk about clients that are getting near retirement age, we're talking about anyone that's over 50, because once you get to over 50, you should be starting to think about what you're going to do, how you're going to make sure that you have the funds that you want in your retirement. So any of our clients that are over 50, we're looking at and saying, well, what are you doing, what are you planning, how are you going to get there, and what are you going to live on? So our goal is to help business owners and give them some information along the way. Basically, we want to help them find out what options are available for selling their businesses, what they need to do to get that sale, and also how to maximise the price when they do want to sell their business. Just some facts and figures. I've included an article in your folder from it's an Australian article. And the article is why baby boomer business owners may retire with nothing. This is, like I say, it's an Australian article, so it's not 100% compatible with New Zealand, but it certainly has some similarities. Basically, it's about a steel fabrication company with a $5 million turnover. They employ 39 staff, and they thought their business was worth about $5 million. They got a valuation and it was worth $0. The profits in the business are suffering due to competition, the competition from overseas, and the banks are not willing to lend on goodwill, which means there's not as many buyers out in the marketplace. So that gives it a limited value. So just a few facts and figures. I'm an accountant, so I like numbers. Basically in Australia, and I didn't have the same New Zealand statistics, but this is the Australian ones. There's 1.4 million owners will retire in the next 10 years, and they employ 7.9 million people. They also contribute 500 billion to the GDP of Australia. In New Zealand, we have 458,000, or 97% of all our enterprises are SMEs. An SME is someone who has less than or equal to 19 employees. That was what these statistics are based on. Those SMEs employ 31% of all of New Zealand's employees, which in 2011 was 600,000 people, and I'm sure by now it's a lot more than that. In Auckland, Auckland, we have 3 more businesses than any other major city, and most of the businesses are owned by males aged between the ages of 35 to 59. So this gives you a bit of background of what I'm talking about when I say that there's many businesses that are going to be coming up for sale in the next 5 to 10 years. I just want to talk about a little bit about the business life cycle, and I've also included that in your folder. I've got it up here as well. So basically the business life cycle has 7 stages, and what we're talking about for people that are close to retirement, we're probably talking about the last 3 stages. So we're talking about they're either in the expansion stage, mature stage, or exit stage. If the business is in the expansion stage, then it needs to continue to grow to ensure that it's going to be saleable. So part of what we do with our clients is we help them to ensure that they can grow and maintain that growth. The second stage is the mature stage, and a lot of older the businesses where people are ready to retire will actually be in the mature stage, and that's basically complacency. They may be earning good money, good profits, but they're very ripe for new entrants coming into the market and getting rid of that. And if you can't prove to a purchaser that you are able to, that they can continue to grow the business, then the price that you'll get from the sale is reduced by a lot. The third stage is the exit stage, and often as businesses are getting close to exit, they will actually start to go down in value and the profits will reduce. The owners are getting older, they're not so keen to take up new initiatives, and it means that the business is starting to really go down in value. And that can happen to a lot of people as they get into the last few years of being in business. What has to happen there is that they definitely need to move back into the growth stage. To do that, they need to do something different. So you can't get different results by doing the same thing every day. So something has to change in the business to get it back to the stage where it's growing and is saleable. Just working out which stage you're at can really help to work out what you need to do in the business to ensure that it's ready for selling. Another process that I was introduced to last week, and I can't take kudos for this because it was something that I went to a seminar and this gentleman from BDO was speaking, and he gave us this, and I thought it was really, really relevant. And basically it's the 4 learnings of business. And what happens for people before they come into business is initially we work and we learn how to be in business. So we work and we learn how to do a job. We're employed by someone else usually. After that, once we go into business, we spend a lot of time learning about the business. We work in all the different areas of the business and learn how to make that business work. Often that might be on your own, or it could be with just a small number of employees. These 2 stages are really basically working in the business. When we get to stage 3, we're starting to work on the business, and it's learning how to lead your business. So it's learning how to lead your employees, teaching them all the skills that you've learned, and actually growing the business. The 4th stage, which is really important for people that are wanting to sell their business, is to learn to let go. So if you can't let go of your business, then it's going to be very difficult to sell. What that means is that you have to have something else to do. So part of planning to sell your business is making sure that you've got other activities that are going to interest you after you sell the business. Making sure that you have somewhere else to go and something else to do, because for a lot of business owners they may spend all of their time in the business and not have interests outside, and it's really important to make sure that you have those interests so you have somewhere else to go. Just quickly, I just want to quickly talk about the other seminars that we're holding. So the next one we've got on the 25th of November, and it's basically 2 of our clients who have successfully sold their businesses from multi-million-dollar prices. They both were approached for sale, and And we're going to be talking to them in a panel discussion just about the things that they did to put their business in the position where it was really wanted, where buyers were actually coming to them. They didn't have to go and market the business. In February, we'll be having a session with another couple of clients from a company called Challenge Partners. Challenge Partners are an investment company that purchase businesses and run those businesses for the investors. So they're going to talk to us about what they're looking for when they're out buying businesses and what they are wanting those businesses to look like. In March, we'll be talking to Rob Young from a company called Platform One. And we've got a gentleman here from Platform One today. They specialise in putting great managers with fire in their belly together with business owners who may want to step back prior to selling their business. So they try and fit the right person into the business. It's a complex process. It requires careful management and good profiling to make sure that the personalities fit. So Rob will just talk to us about what they've achieved for business owners in this way. And also we'll be talking to Sharon from ICOM, who's one of our clients, and she has successfully managed to put a manager into her business so that she could actually leave and study and doesn't have anything to do now with the day-to-day running of the business. In April, we're having a session mainly about family businesses and talking about shareholder agreements and how important those sides, the legal side of setting up your business and making sure it's ready to sell. And in the last session, just talking about going forward, we'll be talking about advisory boards, how important management reporting and KPIs are, and talking to Frank Harper from Link Business about how he values businesses and what they're looking for when they look to see what value is in a business. So now Tom has arrived, our speaker Tom, and just like to introduce Tom. I actually met Tom through Rob Young at a seminar that Rob was running, and I was so impressed with what he had to say that I asked him if he would kindly come and speak on our behalf, which he's agreed to do. So firstly, Tom is actually a chartered accountant initially.
Don't run out.
And Tom's initially worked with KPMG, where he specialised in turning around businesses that were failing. So he has a really good background in knowing how to bring a business from failing to successful. And he got them to a stage where hopefully he could sell those businesses. He then went on to build the Radius Group of pharmacies, and he built that into a large successful business, which he then sold. And his latest role is with Shares and Mac. Shares and Mac is a large custom fit-out company. They do a lot of the really high-end fit-outs for the retail companies like Glassons, Max, and also for the high-end restaurants like Euro, Sky City. Beautiful work. If you get a chance to go on their website, it's absolutely amazing the stuff that they do. And Tom was put in that company to help them to ensure they grow, to ensure they maximise the profits and ensure that they keep jobs for their employees, who I think they have about 50 employees, 100 employees. So it's a really important role to make sure that those 100 people keep their jobs. So we're really lucky to have Tom speak today. Thank you, Tom, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer questions at the end. So now I'll pass it over to you.
I said the accountant things I don't like saying, don't want to put everybody to sleep, all right? So I've given you some information out, and perhaps it's maybe something you can take away and have a read. So in there is the Shares and Mac corporate profile, as well as just some examples of some of the work that we do. And the other bits in there which I'll talk to is some really, really basic format documents for planning your business. I was listening to Karen with some of the program that they're running through with this group, and it's sensational. It's really challenging and it's really scary. And people with the colour of my hair that need to make a decision at some point in time about transitioning out of their business. It is the most scary thing that you can do. And deal with and talk with lots of people and help people in that role. Platform one that Rob's going to come and talk about I actually sit on his advisory panel as part of the process on bringing a general manager in, buying a small stake in the game, and then quietly buying out the existing owner. And Rob has some great examples of where that's happened successfully, where someone's come on board the business, paid for 25% of it, and done such a good job in running the business with the owner transitioning out, that the value of the business actually increased substantially more than what 100% was worth, even though the owner had sold down to 50%. So 50% ended up being 100%. So it's kind of like getting 1.5 times, isn't it? So that's a success story, but you hear plenty about, oh shit, I can't get on with this guy, and giving up the reins, and trust, and I do it that way, and he's doing it that way, or she's doing it that way, and it's never going to work, because that's the scary bit. I've diverted already. But it's a great program, and guys in their 50s and 60s, it's something that you think about and you want to do, and is the family going to be up for it? And it really is quite scary because you put everything into it, into what you've done in business. Anyway, I'll get back on topic, okay? And the Radius Health Group thing. So that was a great exercise. In fact, my chairman's brother's sitting here. So Bruce, who I've known for a long time, and his brother was my chairman. And Radius Health Group was actually a start-up company from zero in Tauranga, which is where Bruce's brother is as well, and that's where I did most of my career. And we started that thing, and over 5 years we grew that to 200 million turnover. So Radius Health Group was a whole bunch of businesses, so we had 40, ended up with about 46 pharmacies, which pharmacy brands bought. We would have seen so we owned all the pharmacies in Queen Street, for instance. So they now all got rebranded again from Green Cross. They call it great business for investment. They bought the Radius Pharmacy Group,